Two girls on unicycles. Wow. Wow. So I went riding to... I woke up, did my work. Coffee and tickets, coffee and comments. Then I put on my slim cargo pants. And the t-shirts. And I got on the Nikola that I was fiddling around with the loose cables the other day. And I rode very slowly and very nervously to Lazyrolling. And I was scared. I was scared because I've gotten so used to wearing body armor, you know. Last year I was zipping around on the Nikola at high speed in shorts and a tank top. And then you just get used to, you know, wearing certain kind of protection. So I felt very naked without any upper body protection. So I was like really nervous, and I was like, wow, this is what it was like in the beginning when I was learning to ride. So I don't know, you know, I rode pretty slowly, and every bump that I could find, I rode into it just to see if I could, you know, maybe a cable will loosen. Better that it loosens at 20, moist. Better it loosens at 20 kilometers an hour than at 50 or 60, you know. Otherwise I'm gonna have to start rating and classifying my wheels as death machines. So I got to Lazyrolling, talked to Robin and Daniel, you know, did some planning for future stuff. And then before I left now, I put the alarm on this. Beeps, the standard beeps, the first class alarm, 25 kilometers an hour. Still a painful fall. It would still be a very painful fall. Guess I'll go this way. And you know, it's like, this is where I came from, you know, learning on a 9-bot 1E Plus. The difference is that now I'm on a wheel that can go faster. Doesn't mean I have to go faster. But eventually we start looking for thrills. It was thrilling. It was thrilling to ride a bit on this wheel that I don't really trust at the moment. The tire is feels a bit overinflated, but that's because I'm so used to riding on the EXM, and that tire rides very true, while this tire tram lines and like sort of like lives its own life. So you have to like be quite loose with it. You know, you have to disconnect the hips, and you have to disconnect the core, disconnect the torso. And you have to go foot to foot loosely. Try not to squeeze it too much on the sides and control it, because it can't be controlled. It will control you. So you have to like sort of flow together with it. You have to accept like this kind of flowing. But man, this constant wondering of when the wheel is gonna cut off, when you're gonna fall, you know. What a life. What a life. So it sort of like makes sense when you look at the laws and the European laws, you know, 20 kilometers an hour, 25 kilometers an hour, so people don't go killing themselves. We got people riding these Voi. Boy, 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 I'm looking for a good time. We got people riding these Vois, you know. 2 people on them, making money, 2 people. 13-year-olds, just pay with your app. Just pay with your app, you know, and then ride. 2 people. It's like, watch out for trains. There's the sign, watch out for trains. Good. Your work here is done. Watch out for trains. We told you to watch out for trains. Why didn't you listen? Put a crossing there across the train track and then watch out for trains. Okay. But yeah. It's like supposed to be a bicycle, like on the e-wheels webpage. Yeah. On the e-wheels webpage, you know, before they took it down yesterday, but they had this old school clip of people riding the King Song 14D and stuff like that with no helmets. Look at this. Hardcore riding. And it was like, wow, you know. People protesting, like, take that clip down. You're encouraging irresponsible riding. Irresponsible. I don't know. So when I showed my clip, you know, and explained what happened after I fell and that I went sliding off into a curb and hit my head, how many of you got encouraged to not wear a helmet? How many? And how many of you got encouraged to wear a helmet? I've been riding and riding and riding, you know. For 2.5 years, I've been riding. You play the lottery enough times, you know, you're gonna win. Next time, maybe I'll crack my skull. But I really, truly doubt that I'm encouraging you to ride without a helmet. After showing, it's not like I hit it. It's not like I say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna protect my pride here, you know. I'm gonna protect my pride. I'm not gonna admit to anyone that I fell on my head, so I don't get the I told you so. The kid said, look, Dad. And the dad just walked along looking. I looked at him, I smiled. He looked at me, he smiled back. Let's go speeding. Not even 25 kilometers an hour. Yeah. When are the beams coming? Oh! Oh! Oh my god, this feels so fast. Woo. Woo. That actually did feel fast because I've been riding like 20 kilometers an hour or less today. Riding slow. Showing you guys what a treat you're in for. You guys who live in the States. You guys who can order from Alien Rides. The 2664 watt-hour Nikola, the Fat Nick. difference is that the tire that comes with the latest batch of the Nikola is a very nice tire. It rides very true. It's a very good hybrid street and off-road tire. It's nice and cushy, nice and thick. Does not wear quickly like the CST C1488. So this is a 1773 CST tire. Very, very nice tire. Rides true, does not tramline, does not gyro. It's just great. And it's stable. It's stable. This one is more stable at speed. But otherwise it's like trying to tame a Bronco, on this one. So, and especially if you pump it up a bit, the tire is really, really hard rubber as well. So it feels very stiff and bouncy, no matter what PSI, because the sidewalls are so stiff. So with that much battery, if you would not pass 25 kilometers an hour, you'd get 100 miles of range at least. You'd start sniffing towards 200 miles, 150 miles maybe. It would just be insane. You could just like ride and ride and ride. You would ride the whole day. If you didn't pass 25 kilometers an hour, you just ride the whole day. But even at this speed, man, the way we fall on electric unicycles, just falling off the front, man, it's just so terrible. It's so damn terrible, sliding out. But as you can see, I picked up a hoodie. I wanted to try out the new level 1 elbow pads. They're elongated. This wall is causing a acoustic reverb so that I can hear my bearings grinding, amplified. So actually, when I see riders these days riding without elbow protection, I sort of cringe, because I'm so used to wearing elbow protection. But before, I didn't cringe at all. So you sort of have to remember, how you started, where you come from, where you are. Sometimes, ride slow because there is scenery. There's plenty of scenery. You can go and look at the scenery. You can ride and look at the scenery. And you don't have to think about range because you're riding slow. Enjoy the sound of the cars on the highway, for instance. Play some music.
So long inside it burns.
Look at that. Look at him go. Look at him go.
No one knows who.
The city allows 25 kilometers an hour on those, even though the law says 20. Making money. Making money. helmet requirement by law for children, age 15 and below. No, below the age of 15, I believe. But yeah, just go rent one of those. Off you go, off you go. Bring a friend. Size small. Maybe I should have gotten an extra small. The performance series is a slim. So yeah. Windy today, as you can see. Not too sunny, but we're gonna get some record heat this week. It's nice, you know. When I was riding in the beginning, I was smiling a lot more. I was like genuinely having fun and not worrying about getting a cutoff or anything like that at 25 kilometers an hour. You know, I'll just talk about cutoffs, man. You're cursing it. You're jinxing it. Sure, you can slide out on ice. You can slide out on mud. Right? But I mean, are we really having a huge problem with the machines failing? You never know. You never know. You never know. It's a lot of not knowing. And I mean, if you fall, you can kiss your shoulder goodbye. But I mean, it gets worse. It gets worse. If you fall and you're riding next to a kid, even at 20 kilometers an hour, 12 miles an hour, right? You fall off that wheel. That wheel's gonna go tumbling and rolling into a kid. Or into a car. I was riding on a bike, on the bike path, and the street to my right was for incoming traffic, you know, so I'm like on the bike path here, then there's a curb down separating, and then there's the street. So the cars are coming like that. I mean, if I fall, you know, the wheel is just going to take off. The Nikola is nice and round, so that one's just going to like roll forever. It would roll into a car. It would roll into a car. No matter what speed it rolls into a car, the car will then hit that wheel. Who knows what will happen to the car? Who knows what the car will do to the wheel and shoot it away like a projectile into someone else. So man, what are we doing? What are we doing? Put a leash on it. Put a leash on it, man. And when it goes flying away, it will pull your leg right off. Damn. Damn. Or maybe it will slow us down. Who knows? So, you know, a speed limit on bike paths and then do what you want on the road. But man, if you fall with a car behind you, nothing's gonna save you, man. No wonder cars keep distance here when you're riding. But one car might decide to race you. Might decide to race you if you start to race them. It's fun. Fun and games. Pizza time. I've done 20 kilometers so far and I'm at 90% battery. Dear God. Dear God. Oh, look at that. Just in time. Just in time. Funny as hell how it resists turning at low speed when I try to steer it with my calves. I'm such a noob, man. Such a noob. It's funny as hell. Look at this. I'll blend in. I'll just try to blend in. Maybe they'll think I'm one of them. Blind corner here. Blind corner. Don't go overtaking on a blind corner. Look at that. Look at that. Could have died over there. Still can't see what's around that corner. Gonna be very careful here. Yes, gear 1. She's on gear 1. Okay, I'm gonna do an overtaking now here. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, the wheel didn't cut off. Everyone is okay. Are you okay? Are you guys watching? Are you okay as well? Don't mean to cause you any anxiety. I don't know if I put all the cables in properly in the Nikola. In retrospect, I could have siliconed them. So everyone hang on. It was very wobbly at 7 kilometers an hour. I have a bicycle behind me now. I will gently accelerate so as not to congest the bicycle traffic. Oh. Still good. Gently overtake. This is what I mean here, this oncoming here. I'm coming. Look at the focus. The focus, man. Very, very windy, very windy. I have to aggressively tuck, look behind me when overpassing here, overtaking, yes, okay. There, lucky. I avoided this cyclist. A collision would have been lethal. Gonna look behind me, make sure no one's coming. Right, here we go. Gonna overtake now. Then merge back in. All right. Gonna turn left here, so I'm gonna signal and possibly high five another cyclist by accident. There he goes. Look at that. What a pro. He just looked behind him and overtook. I had a short overtaking window there, but I didn't want to apply any sudden acceleration to the wheel. as that might cause it to overlean. Doing an aggressive acceleration from 7 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour on my 100-volt wheel, the 24S 6P configuration. Gotta watch out with these cracks here. Right. There we go. I wouldn't want to fall into that groove there and lose control over the wheel and go sliding onto oncoming traffic there. So very, gonna slow down gently here. There we go. Right, it's green. The sign says walking and bicycle, but yet it's clear down here. So just ignore that sign. I'm approaching the beams here. Oh, okay. Careful, slow down. There's an obstacle here. I'm gonna carefully navigate around it. Great. Careful here, there's a woman with her dog. 2 girls on a bicycle here, almost flat rear tire. There's also a crossing here we have to be aware of, so we don't go running into pedestrians. I'm at the limit of my skill now at how slowly I can ride. Carefully cross here. Yes. A bit of a blind cold corner, but I'm going to accelerate now. Okay. All went well. That went well. I feel much more confident now with the hoodie, and feel that I can handle 23 kilometers an hour. You know, I would be able to take a fall. Hopefully not bang my head. I'll try. Preferably I would prefer not to fall at all, you know, until this if that fingertip heals, it'll be okay. She went down that quite aggressively, not wearing a full face helmet, so some people just protect the top of the head. I guess they accept getting their, there you go, electric bike and a Ruroc. But that looked like one of those fast ones. Coast is clear. I guess I won't be doing a range test today since it's 4 o'clock, and it would probably take me around 8 hours to deplete the battery riding like this. get bored, you know, you can always carve. Or we can just avoid running pedestrians that are watching their phone while running. You can also, well, then we're back to carving, aren't we? Let's carve a little. Why do we even carve? What is this? This unnecessary movement. What if we just ride entirely straight? Then this becomes hard to turn, actually. Since it doesn't respond to me leaning. Maybe it will, who knows? Maybe I can just like really lean. Riding straight is nice. You actually go a bit faster with riding straight. You get improved leverage from your lean. Oh man, this turn. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oof, I almost overshot that turn and hit that cyclist. Oh, that's a rough ride. Oh, I just barely made the turn. Oh, here are some incoming cyclists. Look at that. Oh, 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 oh. That was rough. That was really rough. That was rough. Here too. Oh man, oh man. I nearly flew off the pedals there. That could have been disastrous. Going downhill, we can lose control a bit. Way too fast, way too fast, way too fast. Lean back a bit when going downhill. Oh, careful. That was close. Look behind you and signal. Make sure to keep to your side so that they can pass you. There, see? Have to be aware. He's riding an illegal bike. Not pedaling. That makes it a moped. Oof. Just barely made that section there. There was some dirt, some soil. It wasn't perfect asphalt. Careful, careful, careful. Oh! Man, my arm is getting tired. Holding this stick. Do I want a beer for later? And I need to work out. I'll go see what the other guys are up to.